coming out of that East Oakland, not least Oakland. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, so we gonna talk about a lot of different things. We gonna talk about the upcoming fight with Danny Garcia versus Jose Mejia. Also talk about what said in the press conference regarding Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford seemed to be on a lot of people's minds these days. He seemed to be on Rolly's mind. He seemed to be on quite a few people's mind. And then we also gonna talk about Adrian Broner walking it back, what he said about the PBC. Then we gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson upcoming press conference, and I'm gonna also talk about something that another reporter, a media personality said in regarding Shakur Stevenson fighting at home in Newark, New Jersey. It's looking like I'm going to be at that fight, even though that fight is going to be on Friday. But I should be able to make it there. I'm talking about I'm going to have to go to work, then leave work, go directly to the airport if I'm going to make it to this fight on time. I may take a day off, but we'll see. But it's looking like I'm going to be there. And plus, I need to talk to Shakur Stevenson, make sure everything is cool, because I know Shakur Stevenson was pissed off by the comments and the video that was made by Dante's Boxing Nation. Basically he was way off the end of the day. What he said was just flat out bullshit, and that's just the bottom line. I'm gonna try not to use too much profanity in these streams, because when you use a lot of profanity and stuff, a lot of times they don't get monetized instantly. But then again, my videos get flagged, especially when I say something about certain fighters that not fans, and they worship the ground a lot of these fighters walk on and stuff. But yeah, anyway, let's begin. Okay, so Adrian Broner went off on Al Heyman, and he went off on Stephen Espinosa. He felt like he didn't like how he was being treated. He felt like he should have got more of the superstar treatment. He didn't like the idea of doing a webinar press conference, and he made some valid points. He was like, hey, y'all didn't do this with Floyd when he was fighting a YouTuber, and he was like, why I got to do this? And I know where Adrian Broner is coming from, because like I said before, Adrian Broner, he does, when he fights, he puts asses in seats. And you know what I'm saying? He has people sitting at the couch watching him. He draws good TV ratings. So Adrian Broner is a star in boxing. That's factual. And I guess he felt like, he deserved better treatment. He said he had been in camp for 6 months. He said he was getting frustrated. He was like, hey, when I'm getting a fight date, because keep in mind, like I said, this fight was supposed to take place this month. But it was supposed to be in Chicago, because I was actually thinking about going. I was going to go just, so I could have, visit the Shy, go there for the first time. So, just, see what was up. And this fight got pushed back to next month on August the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Got pushed back to August the 20th, and it will be in Hollywood, Florida, pretty much the Miami area. You might as well say this fight is going to be in Miami, because Hollywood, Florida is basically the distance between, Oakland and Hayward. So you pretty much can say it's going to be in the Miami area. But I understand his frustrations, because at the end of the day, you just been seeing a lot of politics in boxing, and it's all across the board too. You didn't see issues with Top Rank. You didn't see issues with Matchroom. You didn't see issues with just all these people, PBC, Golden Boy, and I just think it's just very ridiculous that none of these personal companies can find a way to give us the fights that we want to see. I just think it's absurd, and I just think it's shameful. You know, I just think it's shameful. And like I said in this video, I'm gonna say some things that people ain't gonna like. But then again, that's what I specialize in doing, saying the things that people don't like, because I don't believe in, you know, soft shoeing stuff. Like I said, I'm not here to be people's friends, people's buddies, and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna say what needs to be said. Like I said, you have the option not to watch my videos. You have the option not to listen to my streams. I'm not forcing you to be here. That's real talk. So don't come on here complaining and basically throwing a hissy fit because I'm not saying what you want me to say about your favorite fighter. If I feel like something needs to be said that may rub you the wrong way or you may not like, then that's just too damn bad. But I am going to say it. But yeah, it's just been a lot of issues that you've been hearing behind the scenes with the PBC. Now, like I said before, they are alleged rumors. But you've been hearing this for the past couple of years. And I'm not one that wants something to happen to the I'm not one that wants something to happen. It's just real talk. I'm not wishing for the downfall of the PBC. Why would I do that? Nah, but at the end of the day, Adrian Broner is the star. He should get treated better. He sells tickets. Now, he may not be selling what Tank be selling, but he does good numbers. He does good numbers. So, you know, and like I said before, I understand his frustration. All right, so let's talk about Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. Basically, Floyd Mayweather came out and said there won't be no fight unless Ryan Garcia agrees to fight Tank at 135. Then you had Oscar De La Hoya with his absurd demands, saying that this fight should be 50-50 and it should be a joint pay-per-view and all this kind of stuff. Like I said before, Ryan Garcia has done absolutely nothing to make the demands that he's making. And that's just factual. He fought basically in his home area. You know, Victorville is like 60, 70 miles outside of Los Angeles. You should be able to think that Ryan Garcia should have at least been able to get at least 12, 13, 14,000. Now, they said that there was 11,000 people there, but from what I was told, there wasn't no 11,000 people there. From what I was told, best case scenario, it was about 8,000 people there. But it's funny how everybody want to focus on Terence Crawford's ticket sales. And by the way, Terence Crawford sells way more tickets than Ryan Garcia. It's funny how everybody want to focus on Terence Crawford's ticket sales, but nobody wants to bring up Ryan Garcia. But yet Ryan Garcia is making these absurd demands. Has no belt. He really, to be honest with you, has nothing to offer Tank except his name and his so-called popularity. And that's in question. Because if he was as popular as he likes to brag about how many Twitter followers he have, you know, he says he has 2 million Twitter followers. Well, you would be able to think out of 2 million Twitter followers, you should have been able to fill up the crypto, whatever it is, the crypto arena. You should have been able to sell that piece out. You should have been able to get 18,000. You know how much of 2 million 18,000 is? That ain't much of a percentage. And you couldn't even get. So I'm just saying, man, it's capped. Just saying, man, this stuff be capped. Ryan Garcia has no belts. He has no belts. So to be, he has really nothing to offer. Like I said, Tank accept his name. And then what happens if they do fight? And then Tank go in there and he sleeps Ryan Garcia. Then what? Then the new narrative is gonna be, oh well, you know what? Ryan Garcia didn't have no belts. He didn't, his resume was questionable and all this. I promise you that the narrative is gonna change overnight because the wrong guy would have won. Now, Mima, if they really serious about making this fight, this gonna be one of these situations where something gonna have to give. Maybe they can find some common ground on the weight. Maybe they can fight at Ryan Garcia say he can't make 135 no more. Maybe they can fight at a catch weight of 138. I think that's fair. Now, as far as who gonna get the broadcasting rights, yeah, Showtime and DAZN could do a joint venture, but you guys already know these networks don't like to do that because they don't like to share any money. But my suggestion is they do a bid. They do a bid. The zone bring their lawyers in. PBC bring their lawyers in, and then you know what I'm saying. They issue a bid, and then whoever bids the most for the fight, that's who get the broadcasting rights. And then maybe whoever loses the bid, they get a percentage. Or the other option is they could just, whoever wins the bid, they could just pay the other company, like, I don't know, something like the same way they pay fighters, basically a step aside. Maybe DAZN could just take $1 million from the PBC to just give them full broadcasting rights. Maybe $1 million up front and then a percentage. It could happen. If these fights could happen if people really desire for them to happen. My bad. Give me a second. So like I said before, if they really want these fights to happen, they can happen, but a lot of times they ain't trying to make these fights happen. So we'll see. All right, so let me get to Danny Garcia, or should I say Angel Garcia. Garcia, he sure talks a lot for a guy, whose son refused to fight the person they was talking about in question. I noticed once again this stuff about Terence Crawford's ticket sales is starting to resurface again, which leads me to believe what I've been saying for the longest. They still trying to get Terence Crawford to take a lowball offer. Because now all of a sudden you got Rolly speaking on that. And I'll get to Rolly in a second, but let me get to the comments by Angel Garcia. Angel Garcia was talking about basically Danny Garcia, basically what happened with him in the Errol Spence fight, saying that, hey, his head wasn't in the game because he was going through a lot. He wasn't focused. He was having anxiety attacks due to the fact that, you know what was going on at the time. And at the time they had that fight where Dallas, the state of Texas, was operating, I'll say, under 60% capacity or 60. California was still pretty much all the way shut down. Okay, you still wasn't allowed to be in movie theaters. You wasn't allowed access to gyms and all that kind of stuff. So this happened in December of 2020. And it might be some truth to it, because that is a lot to carry on your shoulder. That is a lot of, you know what I'm saying? That is a lot of stuff to just be thinking about, because at the end of the day, it was a lot going on. 2020 was a horrible year. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. So I can understand that everybody's going through it. You know, everybody was suffering one way or another. And I'm not trying to give them a pass, but I think it's some truth to what Angel was saying, because at the end of the day, keep in mind, I was at that fight. And y'all know, when I got through talking about that fight, that fight just looked like a sparring session. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just didn't, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't impressed with either fighter. Now, I know somebody later on gonna come in here and accuse me of hating, which I don't give a rat's ass, because like I said before, I'm not here to make you feel good. I said it, I mean it. Too bad. Y'all know how I felt about that fight. I wasn't impressed at all, you know. So I kind of get it. But then they was asked about Terence Crawford. And once again, this stuff about Terence Crawford need to come to the PBC and all this kind of stuff. Look, I need to let you guys know some stuff. I know when people are calling people and telling them to say stuff, because why is this getting brought up again about Terence Crawford's ticket sales and pay-per-view numbers and all this stuff? Why is this getting brought up? Now, we all know that the Errol Spence Brigade is going to try to bring this up, because at the end of the day, they think Terence Crawford should take what they think he should take. But nobody wants to talk about the real issue. And that's why I say a lot of these dudes on here is a bunch of fake pro-black Negroes. And you know who they are. I could blow these dudes out the water if I wanted to, but I'm not. I could prove that a lot of these dudes on here is fake. But that ain't, you know what I'm saying, that ain't for me to do. As long as they keep my name out their mouth, everything will be fine. But like I said, it's tension. But I'm just keeping it 100. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to say what needs to be said, or what I think should be said. It's amazing how this is just starting to resurface again. And I'm like, okay, I thought we was close to getting this fight in. So now all of a sudden, here we go again. Here we go again with Terence Crawford's ticket sales, his pay-per-view numbers. Do you guys want the fight or not? So this is, like I said, this is just more proof that they trying to get Terence Crawford to take a low ball offer, that they still on that 80-20 or that 70-30 stuff. And if I'm Terence Crawford, I'm not touching. I'm not taking those 70-30. And it's amazing that people sit up here and keep bringing up Terence Crawford's pay-per-view sales when Errol Spence ain't even touched 300,000. Since when is 300,000 big time numbers? Deontay Wilder, and I don't want to hear this stuff about inflation and all this kind of stuff. Deontay Wilder's last pay-per-view sold like 700,000. Like I told you, Deontay Wilder is really the pay-per-view king. Oh, you can't. Oh, and don't try to come on here and try to call me a sellout, because Deontay Wilder is black. But because I know some of y'all are getting ready to try to pull that card, but you already done got the mic dropped on you. So, but nobody wants to bring that up. Deontay Wilder's 3 fights with Tyson Fury, his second fight with Tyson Fury sold more than all 3 Errol Spence pay-per-views combined. That's just fact. Errol Spence ain't even sold a total of 1 million pay-per-views combined. Wilder has. So you tell me, and this is just fact. This is just fact. Like I said, when is 200,000 like big time pay-per-view numbers? Oh, because the Errol Spence fanboys say so. Now, before somebody come on here and say, what is Terence Crawford selling? Well, Terence Crawford wasn't marketed as a pay-per-view star. He was fighting on ESPN. He was fighting on ESPN. And no, he didn't do very well on pay-per-view. But that's because he didn't have the right opponent. For the most part. So I'm just saying. He didn't have the right opponent. And I mean, if you want to get technical, I mean, he sold over 100,000 versus Sean Porter, and then that wasn't even really on. You had to find a streaming service to find that fight. So I'm trying to figure out, since when is 200? I mean, 200,000 ain't that much further than 100,000. I mean, you ain't even went gold, like I said before. You ain't, and that's why I laugh at some of these fans. You ain't even to touch gold, but his fans trying to make it look like he just doing stupendous numbers. And that's all I'm saying. And then I came with another fact. Your last fight in your hometown, you got outsold by a Mexican. Your fans talk all this stuff, but then they don't even take their asses to your fight. You had 39,000 plus allegedly comping people, like between 3,000 and 4,000 tickets. Then not to mention your tickets was like $45, and you still couldn't get 60,000 up in there. But then people trying to market you as some superstar. So I'm just saying the apple ain't falling too far from the tree. So I'm just keeping it 100. Those are not big time pay-per-view numbers. And you not set, like I said before. Cowboy Stadium could hold 100,000. That's just real talk. They had the NBA All-Star game there. They had 100,000 people there. And you had 39,000. That ain't even half. That ain't even sell out half of the stadium. And I'm not trying, and once again, I'm not trying to attack Errol Spence, but I'm just coming with facts. I'm just coming with facts. Sorry to bother you. Sorry that it makes you feel bad. But I mean every damn word. Since when is 200,000 big time numbers? And then you get some of these dudes sitting on here like all excited about somebody selling 200 pay-per-views. 200,000 pay-per-views. Like I said, this is why I believe that they really not trying to make this fight. Like this is why I have reservations about this. Because like I said, now all of a sudden, Terence Crawford's pay-per-view numbers is starting to surface again. Or he can't sell tickets. What are you talking about? He sold out Lincoln, Nebraska, and he sold out his hometown. So what is Rolly talking about? And at Madison Square Garden, he had at Madison Square Garden on short notice, he had like 11, 12,000. So I'm just saying, once again, you saying that Terence Crawford ain't selling no tickets. Well, like I said before, you got a guy who can't even sell out his own hometown. But you got all these black people on here talking all this stuff about that they think Bud should take less money, but they ain't even going to his fights. And some of them live in that same city. So they need to shut the fuck up. I'm just keeping it 100. Don't get mad at me. And then here's the thing with Angel Garcia. Y'all keep talking about y'all beat him in the amateurs. Y'all splitting the amateurs 1-1, right? And then you said that Bud beat y'all, and somebody told y'all that they thought that y'all won the second fight as well. Well, why wouldn't you get in the ring with Terence Crawford? Terence Crawford attempted to fight you, and you were offered like $3 million. You took $1 million less to fight Adrian Granados. You took 1.2 to fight Adrian Granados when you was offered a guaranteed at least $3 million. So how does that make sense? Last time I checked, $3 million was more than 1.2 million. But you say Terence Crawford can't sell tickets, he's not that good, but you sure wouldn't get in the ring with him. And you had ample opportunity. And you kept saying, oh, we'll call Al Heyman. Why you got to call Al Heyman? And this is what I'll be hearing these fighters talking about, oh, they own boss. No, you not. Y'all do know a lot of them fighters. And if you think I'm lying, watch the end of every PBC fight. From what I've been told, it's in the contract where they have to say, thank you, Al Heyman. From what I've been told, they have to sign non-disclosure contracts. They have to sign a lot of stuff where they can't speak bad on Al Heyman. I'm just telling you the truth. And y'all know that I'll talk to people that's affiliated with the PBC. Ain't nobody called me and told me, hey, Town, and they listened. Oh, and by the way, listen to my videos. Ain't nobody called and told me, hey, Town, that's not accurate. Hey, Town, that's not accurate. That's not the truth. Because if they called me and said, hey, this is what's going on, I might would come back and with a retraction video. But ain't nobody called me and said, hey, it's not true. There you have it. But see, the clickbaiters, they won't tell y'all that because they want a lot of y'all to watch their videos and give them money and come with this shock jock, you know what I'm saying? Come with this shock jock stuff. But I don't do shock jock stuff. I don't push fake narratives. I'm not a view whore. But that's my thing. If Terence Crawford ain't that, I've been saying this for the longest. Everybody keeps saying Terence Crawford ain't that good. But nobody won't get in the ring with him. Nobody won't get in the ring with him. You keep hearing them say, oh, he got to do more. I mean, the dude was an undisputed champion at 140. I mean, what do you mean he got to do more? They keep saying that he can't sell tickets. Well, I know for a fact, Danny Garcia and Terence Crawford would have did good numbers at Madison Square Garden. I keep hearing this stuff. He ain't that good. He ain't that good. He ain't fought nobody. And then when he fights somebody that y'all tell him to fight, and he whoops their ass, then all of a sudden, oh, they was old. Oh, well, they already had this many losses. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, so what was the last undefeated fighter Errol Spence fought? Oh, Mikey Garcia? A dude that started at 126? Oh, okay. Okay. See, let me tell you what would happen. And let me get to Rolly. Rolly, why don't you fight Terence Crawford? That would sell. Why don't you fight Terence Crawford? See, they always say Terence Crawford can't do this, can't do that, but then they don't want to get in the ring with him. Why don't tell Rolly to get in the ring with Terence Crawford and see how that ends. For real, tell Rolly to get in the ring with Terence Crawford. And let's just see how that ends up for him. Not good. Won't be good. Rolly won't last 4 rounds with Terence Crawford. Might not even last 3. Like I said before. One thing, Mikey Garcia said if Terence Crawford left Top Rank, he said he'd fight him. Then he goes on to retire. I can promise you this. Terence Crawford would have stopped Mikey Garcia, and he'll stop Rolly. Stick around. That might be the next fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Rolly versus Adrian Broner does happen. Like I said before, Rolly go have a hell of a career as a commentator. I can tell you that much. Because I don't even think he believes what he said. First of all, Rolly has no chance versus Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. He's going to get beaten up really badly. Errol Spence or Terence Crawford would retire Rolly. He would take severe punishment from both fighters. That's just fact. That's just fact. He would take severe punishment from both of them. It wouldn't end well. Rolly need to just focus on him actually getting a real fight and trying to rebound from getting, you know what I'm saying, stanky leg by Tank Davis. He need to figure out what his next move gonna be. And I'm trying to figure out why he's sitting up there worried about Terence Crawford. You know, I could take that to another level. I really don't like the idea of him calling Terence Crawford ugly and all that kind of stuff, because we all know that Rolly is one of those light-skinned Hispanic black dudes, because Rolly's mother is a light-skinned black lady. His father is like a white Hispanic. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm also kind of disappointed that Rolly said that, because it almost come across as colorism. Now, I'm not accusing Rolly of colorism, to sit up there and say Terence Crawford is ugly and all that kind of stuff. It just reminds me of something else, and I don't want to go down that road. It reminds me of something else. I just don't want to go down that road again, but I just think Rolly should be saying stuff like that. But like I said before, I think this is a joint effort that people are calling PBC fighters, saying Terence Crawford can't sell tickets and he need to come to the PBC. Terence Crawford is a free. I said once again, we going on 9 months almost, still no fight. Still no fight. Still no fight date. None of this stuff. Like I said, I'm sorry that I'm exposing the truth. I'm sorry that some of y'all is bothered by what I'm saying, but like I said, these things need to be said. I told you I'm not here to make people feel good, man. And I'm just telling the truth. Now, I know people gonna be mad at me that's gonna listen to this video, but you know, too bad. Because like I said, I didn't appreciate Rolly saying that Terence Crawford was ugly and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that. I don't don't like that at all. And I think Rolly is out of pocket for that. Because it's almost like he was like exercising negative colorism. And you shouldn't be saying that about another, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be saying that about another black man. About that. Rolly, and these guys, listen, and the thing is, I like Rolly. But say stuff like this, you know, because at the end of the day, y'all know Rolly has always gave me access. He's always given me interviews. But at the end of the day, you gotta call the dude out. You can't be saying stuff like that, man. You can't be sitting up saying somebody is ugly and all that kind of stuff. And then you can't be saying it on an outlet like that because you know it's mixed company listening and watching. So now you're going to have these cornball non-blacks saying that about Terence Crawford. That's not cool, man. And Rolly, if you listening, bro, you out of pocket, bro. I'm just saying, Rolly, you out of pocket, bro. That ain't a good look, man. That ain't a good look, man. We can't be, you know what I'm saying? That ain't a good look. That's just not a good look. Him calling another brother ugly and stuff. Because we already going through that. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we already at odds with each other as it is. You know what I'm saying? Black women are at odds with other black women. Black men at odds with other black men. Black women are at odds with black men. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, Rolly just got to be, Rolly out of pocket for that. And he just shouldn't be saying stuff like that. If he wanted to talk about somebody ain't a draw and all that kind of stuff, okay, cool. But, man, don't sit up there and be talking about somebody's personal appearance. Because that'll make people not like you. And like I said before, man, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Real talk, I gotta call Rolly out on that, man. I gotta take him to task for that. That's not a good look. And I know a lot of y'all got Instagrams, man. Y'all need to hit Rolly up and tell him that ain't cool, man. You just can't be saying that kind of stuff in this day and era. And as far as Hispanics go, you know what I'm saying? We all know it's a thin line with the Latino thing, but the non-black Hispanic, you already know how I feel about that. You already know how many times I done spoke on that. I'm just saying, man, that wasn't a good look, man. I was real disappointed to hear that Rolly said something like that about Terence Crawford. You know, but this is what I'm saying. This has been some of the attacks on Terence Crawford. You know, you got so-called media which they ain't pro-black, they fake. You done had them questioning Terence Crawford's. And Terence Crawford has a black wife and a black family. He has 2 black parents. I met Terence Crawford's dad. I met his mother. Appreciate the donation, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, if y'all, I don't have Instagram or Twitter, but just tell Rolly just tell Rolly I want to talk to him, man. And just tell Rolly he shouldn't say stuff like that, man. That's just not a good look. And like I said, if I see Rolly, I'll tell him when I see him. What do you mean, am I surprised? I just think, look, I know Rolly like to talk a lot of junk. But I didn't think he would cross the line like that. I don't think you know what I'm saying? I don't think no black person should cross the line like that. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while we get a little animated. I do it. It's okay to make, like, we all make light-skinned, dark-skinned jokes, but when we do it in a malicious manner, then that's a problem. We all do it. We all guilty of that. I done made them kind of jokes, but I mean it in a funny way. I'm not never, because I'm light skinned and you dark skinned. And like I said, when Rolly said that, that was just wrong. And Rolly, like I said, he out of pocket for that. I'm just saying, just if y'all hit Rolly up, just tell Rolly, man, be careful, man. Any and everything like that, bro. You gotta understand other people is watching and listening. Because when you say stuff like that, then these outsiders think they can say the kind of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna get checked if you try that with me. I just don't think you should go that far. But yeah, man. If Rolly's so sure of himself, why don't he get in the ring with Terence Crawford? Like I said before, these dudes always say this stuff about Terence Crawford, but then when you say well, do you want to fight Terence? So I don't understand it. I keep saying it, if Terence Crawford is such easy work, then why won't nobody get in the ring with him? If Terence Crawford have this suspect chin, then why won't nobody get in the ring with him? People don't be making kind of sense. This is why I know he's the true number one pound for pound fighter. Rolly said he'll fight Errol Spence, but he didn't say nothing about getting in the ring with Terence Crawford. I don't know. Maybe Rolly is having some after effects of, you know what I'm saying, falling face first when he got hit by Tay, because he was doing the lightweight stanky leg. But like I said before, I'm gonna talk to Rolly. I'm gonna talk to him off camera first, because I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna just holler at him. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff, man. You can't be just, you know what I'm saying? You just can't be blurting that kind of stuff out where everybody can just hear you say that, man. You can't just be saying that kind of stuff. But this is what I'll be saying. Y'all need to ask yourself this question. If Terence Crawford is such easy work, why won't nobody get in the ring with him? Why wouldn't Danny Garcia get in the ring with him? Why did you take over $1 million less to fight Adrian Granados? But then you'll complain about Amir Khan. So I'm just saying that could have been you. And like I said, a lot of these people, they change the narrative at, you know, the drop of a dime, the changing up of the weather. Now, remember when Terence Crawford, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this once again. This is how fake a lot of these people is. That was with Top Rank, and Bob Arum. What was they said? Oh, Bob Arum is a liar. Bob Arum is a liar. I can't stand Bob Arum. Then as soon as he leaves, you know what I'm saying? all of a sudden, yeah, well, Bob Arum was right. Bob Arum was right about Terence Crawford. He can't sell tickets. Like I said, y'all sell like white people. Like I say, y'all sell like cake. Y'all sell like that movie John David Washington played in, Black Klansman. I mean, so I'm just saying. But y'all swear to God, Bob Arum is like for real. Y'all be trying to have it both ways. So you like Bob Arum when he puts Terence Crawford down for Errol Spence, right? Because y'all was loving that comment when he said, I don't think Terence Crawford can beat Errol Spence at this point now. Now, yeah, Bob Arum is right. Y'all, oh, man, some of y'all is, boy, man. Oh, man, some of y'all is fake. Man, some of y'all is faker than that jewelry he's selling at Durant Square in East Oakland, man, over there on the San Leandro border, man. Some of the jewelry is real, but a lot of it ain't. They say it's 925 sterling silver is silver dipped. It ain't 925. They don't even, and then that gold. Oh my goodness. So I'm just keeping it 100. Anyway, thank you for tapping in. Finna knock out some videos too, because I just drunk this caramel macchiato. So, if y'all don't know what Durant Square is, that's Durant Square. Listen to Captain Saberhold by E40, and that's what he was talking about when he said, I'll take you to Durant Square. Like, that's like the Compton swap meet in East Oakland. It's like in deep East Oakland off of East 14th Street. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Compton swap meet, except worse. But, you know, if you ain't from the Bay, you ain't gonna know what Durant Square is, though. But, you know, I'm really from the town, though. Like that saying, I'm really from Oakland, though. So, but anyway, thanks for listening. Shout out to West Oakland. Shout out to North Oakland. Of course, shout out to East Oakland. Shout out to the Dubs, my turf. I'm out.